You've got it tuned to 90.3 KEXP, streaming all over the world at kexp.org and on our mobile apps. My name is Kennady. This is the Midday Show, and I am so excited to be here in the live room with Scarves. Hi.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Nessa starts this song.
Oh, yes.
I love it. Thanks so much for being here. We'd love to hear some music whenever you're ready.
All right.
All right.
Just a quarter in a broken machine with dead batteries, empty calories, just a handful of useless things, like a prayer for the president, a letter to your congressman. Just a quarter in a broken machine with dead batteries, empty calories, just a handful of useless things, like a prayer for the president, or letter to your congressman. Just a quarter in a broken machine.
Scarves, live on KEXP Seattle.
So you better spit it out.
You ready?
Let's do it.
I start this one with Paul, our lovely drummer, Paul. Are you ready, my friend? Cool. Jackie is a delicate creature, covered up in tattoos of tougher ones. Ain't it weird how it's in our nature to desire to be dangerous? Just 'cause you got an image of a switchblade on your shoulder, that don't make you a killer. You got off leash well beyond your boundaries, and just like every other wild thing, you will be punished just for existing. Jackie spent the last decade digging her fingers into the clay, just hoping something gorgeous might take shape to prove that she exists. Her brother, the astronomer, says we are all just tiny comets up against one big rock. You can't do much damage, but together we just might make an impact. But you got off leash well beyond your boundaries, and just like every other wild thing, you will be punished just for existing. Sure, you could howl at the moon, bright bottles against the concrete. It won't make a difference. No one else is listening. It's hard to stay soft when you're surrounded by such sharp teeth. It's hard to stay calm when you feel just like fresh meat. It's hard to stay soft. It's hard to stay soft. It's hard to stay soft when you feel just like fresh meat. You got off leash well beyond your boundaries, and just like every other wild thing, you will be punished just for existing. We are just tiny comets. We are just tiny comets. We are just tiny comets up against one big rocket.
Yeah, Scarves, live on KEXP. I love that song.
Thank you
So good.
That means truly the world to me. why the world's turning, we're wrong. There ain't a hamster in the sun, but 1,000 cruel creatures on the surface chasing the weaker ones. It was the last day before you disappeared. We were in your basement playing Halo with the lights off when you whispered something into my ear that still makes my cheeks burn. That's when I learned that all my little theories as to why the world's turning were wrong. There ain't a hamster in the sun, but 1,000 cruel creatures on the surface chasing the weaker ones. And I dreamt of a choir of geeks covered in blood, singing your name on repeat. I dream of you so often. Sometimes I'm too terrified to sleep. I dreamt of a choir of geeks covered in blood, singing your name on repeat. I dream of you so often. Sometimes I'm too terrified to sleep.
Wow! Scarves live on KEXP. You really rocked out. Rocked your headphones right off.
Oh, I knocked my pedal out. Oh, I did such a cool solo and no one got to hear it.
Well, we all sounded
So good. It was like,
regardless. Sounded so good. Thank you so much for being here. All the songs that you heard were just off their 2022 record, Delicate Creatures. You just heard Hamsters, Guilty Spark, Delicate Creatures, Shovels, and Dead Batteries in that set. And something I really noticed about this past record is that it seemed like a breath of fresh air from all the doom and gloom that can feel like it's swirling around in the world right now. What was your headspace while you were writing this record?
It's so funny because it was sort of the opposite of that. We wrote the bulk of the lyrics in Cheney, Washington during the pandemic. And so much of it was like sort of contemplating all those like vicious little things that were happening in the world that made it just so difficult to like exist. To your point, though, I have this friend, Ben, who always gives me these like very deep pep talks. And one that he gave me was like, as an artist, so much of your like responsibility is to consider the wells you're opening. So like when you go into an artistic space, if you're like, if I'm gonna use my voice for anything, do I wanna be just another like, oh no, the world's gonna end thing? Or do you get to like try to put some optimism into the world? The first pass of a lot of the lyrics were a lot darker. And then towards the end of the writing process, I was like, I don't know if I really want to be another person who's just like, everything sucks and it's like irrevocably ruined. So there was certainly an effort to change that. And I'm very, very thankful because I had a conversation with Eli about the record. And he was like, oh, it's so dark all the time. So it makes me happy that someone found some joy in it.
Yeah, although musically making the album, the attitude, I think, was light. Mm-hmm. It was very carefree.
Yeah, I think, well, especially because it was such a dark time, we were able to find joy in making the record and like just like putting sort of our minds and our hearts into that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I could definitely feel the the joy, first of all, in this room when y'all are playing together and on the record as well. And as you mentioned, you fleshed out a lot of your demos in Cheney, Washington.
Yeah.
Do you usually go to kind of a secluded place to write, or was this a new thing for you?
Well, you know, when we were trying to write the lyrics to the record, I was walking around New York and I kept thinking to myself, man, I wish it was late 2019. I'm like, what if I just had so much free time and was in a place that no one existed? And if you're a good boy and eat your vegetables, sometimes your wishes come true. So one night I closed my eyes in New York and woke up in a very quiet place called Cheney. My mom lives out there, though. That's the more sincere response. It was a cool place to hide during like what ostensibly felt like the end of the world, though. Like, we could walk around, play Pokemon Go on the Eastern Washington campus and have no one bother us for a long time.
Yeah, and you also released an album in 2018 titled Dinner Date for the End of Days, which you described as apocalyptic emo math rock, which I laughed so hard when I first read that.
Why was that funny to you, huh?
It's so good.
Wait, no, that's my sincere art.
I love it. I laugh because I love it. It's just a great
cool.
I just had never read something like that before. I love hearing people define their own genres and their own music. I have a lot of fun with it. So do you feel like this album, Delicate Creatures, is kind of a continuation of your previous record or in contrast with it?
In some ways, it's definitely a continuation. We kept joking during the writing process that it's like, oh no, we have to write a postscript for the apocalypse now, which is like such a weird thing to wrap your brain around. I would say it's a continuation in that I'm still the person who's like experiencing the things, but mostly I really wanted to like, with this record, I really wanted to be a lot more honest and not like, hey, these are weird characters that are existing in this thing and it's more of a rock opera. This one, I'm like, this is my diary. I'm going to be really vulnerable because like, as the title suggests, this record is trying to be more of a celebration of fragility and like, honoring those feelings of, oh no, there are days where it literally rains ash now, and that's just a normal thing that happens. One day in Cheney, Washington, there was a forest fire, so it was raining ash, and a bunch of locusts came to campus, and it was like, this time period rules. That's great.
And Niko, you started making music at the Redmond Firehouse,
I
which,
did.
For those that don't know,
shout out Dylan Wall, who might be here. He saw me when I was a little annoying kid.
It's a super awesome community center for middle and high school age teens on the east side that also throws a bunch of concerts and shows. So what do you feel like is the importance of these accessible musical spaces for young people, and how has it influenced you as an artist?
I mean, I think it's so critical. I think just having a place where like you can go out there and really just get to experience what it's like to perform, sort of get the jitters out of like, what is it like to go on stage and what is it like to write your own music and really be in that space. I think like the fact that there's a place like that in the world that provides that to kids is so cool. Because like you get to go sit under these posters of like Death Cab for Cutie and Elliott Smith and pretend you're one of them. And I just think it's so great as like a learning mechanism, but also a place to build community. I met some of my best friends in the world there. Like, we're getting married, and the officiant for our wedding is somebody I met there. So it's like,
that's so sweet.
It's just, I think, just so amazing. I feel so blessed in getting to have that growing up because like, they also let you be the worst bands in the world and not really judge you too much. Like if you heard some of the bands I was in back then, woo boy, not so good. Bad music. So,
but you need a chance to mess up. You need a chance to like do that.
I think there absolutely needs to be places for kids to go out there and write bad songs, because if you write enough bad songs, you might write a pretty good one. And also, not even to say that, because some of the kids I grew up with, like, phenomenal writers. Some of them were writing at that level that were at a higher caliber than I'm currently writing at. And I won't name them because I'm spiteful and it's so deeply enraged by that fact.
It seems like community is so integral to your process as an artist. Do you feel like it's a true thing to you? I mean, you're shouting out all the people who have helped you in the past couple of weeks with getting here to KEXP.
Of course. I'm deeply incapable as an individual. So it's like, I feel like, I don't know, I think community is so important. And I think that like music in itself can be really wrapped up in the concept of ego, and especially in like a day and age where you have to do that. I feel like one of the reasons why I might not be as effective as other musicians and myself in getting myself out there is like, I don't really like the ego game or the social media thing. I'd rather be in a room with like people I love and making music, like Eli, my good buddy Jesse and Paul here, like, and Nessa. Like, to me, that's the only reason why I would do it. Like, if I was to ever go solo and try to do something, I just would not find any joy in that. Because like if you hear the early demos of this record in particular, it's like me and Nessa just kind of like very skeletally playing these little acoustic guitar riffs. And it wasn't until we met Eli in New York that he was like, yo, do you like Earl Sweatshirt? Because what if we pretended to be him for a while? And I just feel like you don't get that cross-contamination of ideas without community. And like, also, like, I don't know, like, if I was to ever play you one of my solo songs, you're like, guess who's not getting a KEXP session?
Oh, this was so fun. Thank you so much for chatting today. Y'all sounded amazing. Again, all the songs you heard today were off of Scarves' most recent record, Delicate Creatures. And to end this interview on like a nice, soft and mushy note, where do you find positivity and light in the world?
You know, it's been the same answer since I was a teenager. Cat videos on YouTube. Sometimes you just gotta watch a kitten you misread the gap it's trying to jump. And it hits it like a little water balloon, and it falls off, and the world is a better place for it. Maybe not for that cat, but for me, brighter and happier.
Anyone else?
Oh, honestly, I mean, I teach, and the kids that I work with bring me a lot of joy. And if any of them are tuning in their classrooms right now, I just want to shout them out because, y'all give me a lot of joy. So.
Yeah, any place, any space for music, and definitely any space with loved ones.
That's sweet. I'm glad to end this interview on some positivity. Well, thank you so much again for stopping by the studio. This was so wonderful, and we hope to see you all again soon.
Please.
Thank you so much.
Huge thank you as well to our big KEXP community that makes these live on KEXP sessions available to our amazing listeners and viewers from all over the world. And if you want to power the music and performances that you love, you can go to KEXP.org to make a donation today. And while you're at it, you can go subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch this video when it drops and all of our other awesome live on KEXP sessions. This has been Scarves, live on KEXP Seattle.
Discover great music at KEXP.org.